Hi guys, today we are going to make that cool social media icons animation using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Before we begin, this is my index.html file. Let me show this file in the code editor. So this is the index.html, this is style.scss file and script file. My index.html contains font awesome library here, and this is my custom styles file. This is the jQuery included and my custom script is included here. So before we begin, let me show you the reference copy. Initially the icon will be like this, and when we click on this icon, this social media icons get displayed here with a cool animation effect. So let's get started now. First I'm writing a div with a container class. So inside the container I'm going to write another div with the social share class. So inside the social share we are having a menu, and inside the menu we'll be having icon. So we'll be having totally 1 2 3 4 5 and this one is 6. So we'll be having completely 5 icons plus one share icon. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So I'm making a div with a class of icon into 5. I'm multiplying it with 5, so I'll get the 5 div classes. So inside the div we are having an anchor which currently points to hash, and inside every anchor we are having an i.fa class. When I press tab, you can see div with a class of icon, and inside that icon we are having an anchor, and inside the anchor we are having a font awesome icon here. So initially fa hyphen LinkedIn, fa hyphen Twitter, TWITTER Twitter, fa hyphen Instagram, fa hyphen Facebook, and fa hyphen YouTube hyphen play. So when I click on save, you can see these icons on the HTML page. Next we need to have one share icon like this. So for that what I'm going to do is, outside this menu I'm going to write another div with a class of trigger. So inside the trigger we are having an i.fa hyphen share hyphen alt. So we are having an share icon here. So this acts like a trigger, that is initially this one. When we click on this, we need to display all these social media icons and transform that share icon into the close button here. So quickly jumping into style.scss. First let's write some colors. So yellow FCD912, and for the black hash 1A 1A 1A. Okay, and for the white hash 1 2 3 4 5 6. So these are the three colors we are going to use. First target the body. Let's change the background color to yellow. So when I click on save, you can see the background is changed to yellow. Next you need to target the container class. Let me show you here. So we are targeting the container. We'll position them as fixed and display it as a flex, and justify the content to center and align items to center. Next left to 0, right to 0, top to 0 and bottom to 0, and set the margin to auto. So when we click on save, automatically the icons are placed in the center of the page. Next, we'll be targeting the social share. I'm just copying it and pasting it here. Okay, so initially we'll set its height to 80 pixel and also width to 80 pixel. I'll just add a border so that it is visible now. Okay, currently this is a social share. Next, we'll display it as flex and justify the content to space between. I'll show you in a second why I'm using space between. So align items, center, and set its position to relative. So for now we are done with this. So the reason why I'm doing this is, when we using the JavaScript, when we add a class of active to this social share. So when we add an active class to the social share element, we need to set its width to 480 pixel. So that is the reason I am setting its width by default to 80 pixel. Okay. So this active class will be added using JavaScript at later point. So right now we need to work on the trigger element here, that is the share button. So right now we need to work on this element. So targeting the trigger, so dot trigger, we'll set the background color to black and the color to white, $white. Next we'll set the font size to 1.5 rems. I'm saving it here. You can see it is bold now. Next we'll display it as inline flex, and set its height to 60 pixel and also width to 60 pixel. Okay, we'll position the element as absolute. Because its parent is already positioned relative, we can position the element as absolute. So here is the element. So we need to make it center. So to do that, what I'm going to do is, I'll justify the content to center. First, initially we'll set the icon to the center. So justify the content to center. Next, position this icon in the center, in vertically center. So to do that, I'm using align items center. Okay, we have placed the icon in the center. Next, we'll set the border radius. So we need a rounded corners. That is the reason I'm using border radius. Say some high value. Okay, and finally we'll add some box shadow to the element. So 0 pixel, 4 pixel, 10 pixel, RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.6. Okay, currently this is the icon. We'll set its right to 0. So right now this is an icon. So when we click on this icon, we need to change the width of this parent element. That is, when we click on the trigger, we need to change the width of the social share element. Okay, so finally when we hover on this element, we need to make the cursor look as pointer. So hover cursor pointer. Let's give a try. Okay, the icon right now, it is the pointer is right now, sorry, the cursor is right now pointer. Okay, fine. Next we need to target the menu. So we are done with the trigger. So I'm coming out of the trigger for the menu. So for menu, we'll display the elements as flex. So elements are placed as flex here. We'll justify the content as space around and flex grow to 1. Okay, next we need to target the icon. So let's see how it is now. We need to target the icon. So targeting that icon, icon icon, setting the anchor, display as inline flex. Right now this may not be visible, but will be visible in a second. Just now justify the content as center. So we'll align the items to center again. Sorry, we'll align the elements as flex start, and we don't want the text decoration, so setting the text decoration to none. So right now there is no change visible, but it will be visible in a second. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll add an active class here so that it is visible. Okay, right now this is the situation of our icons here. As you can see, if I inspect here, one more icon is hidden back of the share trigger here. So we need to get that icon, even make it visible. So to do that, when there is an active class present, we need to write padding right to. So we will be adding a padding to the parent element. Okay, if I inspect here, you can see there is a padding available applied here. When there is an active class, we applied a padding to the social share element. Okay, next we need to style these individual icon elements. So targeting the i.fa. So inside each anchor we are having an i.fa class. That is the reason we are targeting i.fa. So initially we'll set the border radius to 500 pixel, some large value. We'll set the background color to black, and initially we don't want height and also width. Those we are going to reveal with an animation. So we'll display the elements as flex. Next we'll change the color to white. Okay, the background color isn't applied because we have set the width and height properties. So if I write 80 and 80 here, this is the icon's position now. So let me decrease a bit so that it is visible. Later we are going to animate this height using animation. Okay, so right now these are the icons. We need to place them in the center. So to do that, what we are going to do is we'll apply the justify content to the center. Click on save. You can see icons are placed in the middle. Now we need to center them vertically. So align items center. Okay, Right now the icons are placed vertically in the center. So we'll apply the box shadow even for this. So 0 pixel, 2 pixel, 10 pixel, RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.6. You can see light shadow is applied here. So I'm setting its height and width to 0 because we are going to reveal them using animation, and I am going to apply the transform property scale to 0. Okay, right now the icons are not visible, and I am going to remove the active class. When we click on save, you can see the element is here. Now when there is an active class, so first we'll jump into the script file. We'll target the document.ready. So when we click on the trigger, function. So when we click on trigger, we need to perform some action here. So the action here is dot CIAL social share dot toggle class active. Okay, let's give a try. So when we click on this, the active class is applied. To make the animation smooth, what we are going to do is we'll apply the transition and the social share element. So social share, here I am going to add transition all is 0.5 seconds. Okay, as you can see, the transition takes place smoothly. Next target is we need to animate the icons. So on click of this, when there is an active class, we have to do two things. We need to change this share icon into wrong close symbol, and also animate these social media icons. So to do that, what I'm going to do is first we'll try to change the trigger. So dot trigger, we'll set the background color to transparent. So we made the element transparent. Okay, next we don't want this icon to be shown, so we'll set the box shadow also to none. And so box shadow to none. So we have got rid of the box shadow also. Next, we'll animate the height and width also. So setting its height to 50 pixel and also width to 50 pixel. Okay, all our icons will be of same height when there is an active class on this element. Okay, so targeting the pseudo classes before before and after. We'll set the content property to empty. We'll position the elements as absolute. We'll make the height as 50% and set the width to 0. So when I click on save, So we'll apply the border 1 pixel. So border left only, we want only border left. So 4 pixel solid $black. So these are the before and after pseudo elements here. So when I inspect on before or after element, you can see these elements are present here. Next, what we need to do is we need to apply transform rotate on the before element. So we'll apply the rotate on before element as -45 degrees, and also colon after will transform the rotate -45 degrees. So when I click on save, you can see we got the close mark. The next thing we need to do is we need to hide the element. So visibility hidden, I.fa visibility hidden. So the share element is hidden right now, and the before and after elements are placed at 45 degrees and negative 45 degrees, so that we get the close icon here. Okay, so we have completed with the trigger here when there is an active class. Next we need to target the menu. So for menu here is the icon section. So we need to reveal the icons one by one. So to do that, I am targeting the icon. So dot icon, targeting dot icon, and the anchor tags and the icon inside the anchor. So initially we'll set the height to 20 pixel and also width to 20 pixel. We'll apply some padding 0.5 rems. So when I click on save, okay, we need to show the elements using animation because we have applied a transform scale property to 0. So if I write transform scale to 1, so the icons are visible now. We are going to animate these icons using a direct keyframes animation. So I am setting its transform to 0. I am removing it here. Edit keyframes. I am just naming it as blow. So the work of this blow animation is to pop up the icons. Initially we'll apply the transform scale to 0. At the 100% we want the scale to be 1.5. okay, so if I apply animation directly here, animation blow 0.5 seconds is forwards. When I press on save, if I reload the page, you can see the icons are revealed. So we want to reveal the icons one after the another. To do that, we need to apply the animation delay on these elements. So to apply the animation delay, I am using a for loop for $i from 1 through 5 dot icon colon nth child of hash 5 minus $i a dot fa animation delay hash $i into 0.15 seconds. Since we have applied animation on the i.fa, I am adding the animation delay on the same element here. Okay, Let's give it a try now. Okay, the animation is working correctly. The last thing we need to do is we need to animate this close icon. So to make it interesting, I'm going to add another keyframes property here. Animate keyframes, add keyframes, rotate before. So I'm going to rotate only the before element of the trigger there at 0%, 100%. So initially we'll transform, rotate the element to 0 degrees. At 100% we'll transform, rotate element to 225 degrees. We need to apply, instead of transforming this element, what we are going to do is we'll apply rotate before 0.5 seconds is forwards. Let's give it a try now. Okay, the wrong animation is too fast, I believe. The close animation is too fast, sorry. So let's make it for 1 second. Okay, so when you hover on these elements, you can directly link up to the share icons, the respective websites. Okay, the last thing we need to do is we need to remove the border. Now as you can see, the animation goes up like this. If I inspect here, you can see when we click on the trigger, we'll add an active class. The active class makes all these changes to the element. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Please do watch other videos on my channel. Please share and subscribe. Take care.